Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Coding Together. My name is Vikas Oja. Today we will see another lead code problem, that is simplify path. So it's a medium level question and it's a very popular question, as you can see from the likes. So let's try to understand the question with an example.
So in the question, we are given an absolute path of the Unix file system, and we have to convert the absolute path of the Unix file system into the canonical path. So let's take some examples to understand the question. So suppose we are given with a path, absolute path slash a slash b. So what does this mean in the Unix file system? So the first slash represents the root directory, right? And A is the subdirectory in the root directory and B is the subdirectory in the directory A. So the directory tree will look something like first the root directory, then A, and inside A we have B, or it can be a file as well. Right. Now the canonical representation for this absolute path will be slash A slash B. Now let's take one example again. So suppose we are given with slash a slash b and then slash dot dot. So let's see the tree directory. So first the root directory, then inside the root directory we have the subdirectory A, and inside the subdirectory A we have a directory or a file B. Now dot dot means we have to move one level up from B to A, because A is the parent of B. So the canonical representation of this absolute path is slash a, right? Because the this dot dot with this dot dot we have moved out of B to the parent of B, that is A, and the final destination or the final directory in which we are is the directory A under the root directory slash. Now suppose we have double slash, right, in the absolute path. So in the question it's written that if there is two slash, we will consider the canonical form, canonical path for this absolute path will be slash a slash b. The two slashes will be considered as one slash. Now let's take one more example. So suppose the absolute path is slash a slash b and then single dot then double dot. So we talked about the double dots, but for single dot in the Unix system, single dot represents the current directory. So let's see the tree directory. So inside the root directory we are in A and then in B, then again dot, it means will remain in B only, right? So just the directory just before the dot, and then there is two dots, so it means we have to move up one level up to the parent. So the final representation or the final canonical representation for this absolute path will be slash a. And more than two dots, three dots means we will take it as a directory or a file, as mentioned in the question. Let's see how we can solve this problem. So as you can see from the root directory, either we are going into this any subdirectory or we are popping out of that subdirectory. So it means we are pushing and popping. So we will use Deque, right? So Deque is a hybrid data structure which can perform both LIFO and FIFO manner, right? Last in first out or first in first out. We can we can push the element both at the tail and the head, and we can retrieve the elements from the tail and the head, right? So first of all we will split the absolute path with the delimiter slash. So after the split over the slash, this will be the resultant strings, right? So empty will be the one of the string, right, before slash. A will be one string between these two slash, then dot, then B, then two dots, then three dots, C. We will iterate over all these strings, right? So first we will start with empty. So whenever there is a empty or dot, we will continue. We will not do anything, right? So first is A, right? So we will put A in the DQ, right? We will push. Then as the next string is dot, so we will continue. Then there is B, so we will push B. Now there is two dot. So here it's important. So whenever we have two dots, we will pop from the DQ. So we'll remove the element at the head of the queue, that is B. Now again we have two dots, so we will remove again one element, will pop from the DQ, so we'll remove A. Now we have three dots, so as stated in the question, we will treat three dot as a file or a directory, so we will push three dots. And now finally we have C, so we will push C. Now we will iterate over the elements of the DQ, removing from the last, removing from the tail, right? That is why we have taken DQ, because removing from the DQ from the last or from the tail is a constant operation, right? So first we will put slash representing the root directory, then we will take the last element, that is 3 dot, and then finally we'll take the next element, that is C. So this will be the canonical representation. So I have written the solution in the Java language. So I've created a class solution and a method simplify path, which takes this path as a string and returns the string, that is the canonical string. Now I have initialized the DQ and I have initialized the string builder as well. Right? Now I have split the path over the delimiter slash and I'm iterating over each string. Now if s equals double dot, right? So it means we have to move, we have to pop from the DQ. We have to move one level up from the current directory to the parent directory. So first we will check whether is there any element in the DQ. So if yes, we will pop, we'll remove the head element. Else if s equals dot or empty, will continue, will not do anything. Else we will push into the DQ the string. So once the for loop is over, we will first check whether the DQ is empty. If it is empty, we'll return slash, because it's mentioned in the question that if there is no absolute path, we have to return canonical path as slash, the root directory. Now we will iterate till the DQ is not empty. Right? Now we will append the first slash as the root directory, and then we will remove the last element of the DQ and append in the result. Right? So what we did, we first took the three dots and then C, right? And once the while loop is over, we'll return result.toString. Now let's run this solution. So yeah, test cases are accepted. It means the solution is working fine. So let's talk about the time and space complexities. To calculate the worst time complexity for this algorithm, so the in the worst case, the string can be slash a slash b slash c slash d slash e dot 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 dot. Means half of the string is represented by slash and half of the string is represented by the name of the file or the directories, right? So n by 2 slashes and n by 2 directories, right? So when we will split over slash, so we will iterate over n by 2 times. So in the worst case, there will be iteration of this for loop over n by 2, where n is the size of the path, right? And we are again putting, so there will be n elements in the DQ. We are putting every element as soon as we are, so as we are iterating over each directory names, we are putting into the DQ as well. So the size of the DQ in the worst case can be n by 2, and we are again iterating over the DQ n by 2 times. So the total time complexity will be big O of n. Worst case time complexity will be big O of n. And for the space complexity, as we are maintaining a Deque, which can have in the worst case elements n by 2, so the worst case time complexity will be order of n or big O of n. Also we are maintaining a result, that is a spring builder, so the size of the string will be, the resultant string will be big O of n. So the total space complexity will be big O of n, and time complexity will be same big O of n. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. It will keep me motivated to bring more such concepts of algorithm and data structure in front of you. Thank you.